Good evening, Drew.
It's Paul. How we doing, Paul?
Oh, I'm so excited I can barely stand myself.
Oh, really?
No, that's
Oh.
sarcasm. No.
Oh, okay. You sound a little down, buddy. Everything okay?
Yeah, I'm just I'm a little burnout.
Oh, boy. Same.
Yeah, just, work and all that wonderful stuff and just, the monotony of every day being pretty much exactly the same. Yeah.
So okay. Man, people are going to hate me for this. Okay, so I left the house for the first time in about 3 weeks today.
Okay.
There is a very special lady's birthday coming up in our house.
Mm-hmm.
And I got her a present that I was able to order online and then go pick up. It's a good present. I can't say what it is. Wait, let me say here. Yeah, I could say what it is. It's AirPods because she won't listen to this until Monday.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent gift. Excellent
yeah,
gift.
it's an excellent gift. It was my dog's idea because my dog talks to me now, and it was his idea because she's been having to do a lot of conference calls and use really crappy headphones, and I just this is a perfect fit.
Right.
She also wanted some crappy movies on Netflix, on Amazon, which whatever. But oh boy, I'm gonna get in trouble for that. Anyway, I left the house for the first time in 3 weeks today, which was liberating because. I mean, I guess technically I did leave the house to walk over to the Dublin track, but that's not even a tenth of a mile from my house, right?
Okay.
So I went to Target to go pick up the AirPods, and I didn't wear a mask. I just forgot to take it, and
okay.
got a lot of bad looks. Deservedly, I think. I should have worn a mask. I'm not here to debate that I shouldn't have worn the mask. I just legit forgot. I got there and I saw people walking in and out with masks, and my first thought was, I wonder if I can even go into the store. There was no sign that said I could not go into the store. So I ducked into the store, walked up to where you pick up the thing, got a lot of nasty looks, and bought some gummy bears. That was my day. That was the highlight of my week, quite frankly.
That is interesting because last weekend I had to go to Target to pick up some prescriptions, and I would say maybe 20% of the people were wearing masks. So I think down here in the southern part of Columbus, they're not nearly as excited about,
Well, it was interesting because there were a lot of tweens and teenagers in Target because that's what they do now, and they weren't wearing masks. But I think people looked at me as the dumpy middle-aged white guy and thought, "How come you don't have a mask?"
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I got the "why the hell are you wearing a mask" looks instead. So, yeah. I mean, but it's fine. I'm gonna wear my mask when I go out. I mean, heck, today, one of the people that my wife works with, they're gonna have their second kid, and they asked Jennifer to make a gender reveal cake for them, which she.
Wait. Okay. So does she put a penis in the cake, or how does that work?
It's just pink or blue frosting, right?
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, the technician puts the gender of the baby in an envelope, and then they seal it, and then so the parents haven't looked at it yet, and they dropped it off on our porch a couple days ago, and then Jennifer spent. Today, she baked the cakes yesterday and she frosted the cakes today. But while she was making the cakes, she wore a mask because she's like, you know what, just in case, right? There's no point in me spreading my, not that we think she has it, but you never know. So yeah, we're gonna be wearing masks.
Okay, so is Jennifer?
Time, I think.
So is Jennifer a good baker?
Yes.
Okay.
She is pretty wicked making cakes, designing, decorating cakes. She's done some pretty creative stuff in the past. Yeah, she enjoys it. I think it was a nice kind of break for her because she got to, kind of stretch those creative muscles. And yeah, she likes that. She likes making cakes. Cool. And she likes, doing that kind of stuff for her friends. So
that's really cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool. I just, the whole gender reveal thing is somebody gets pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But I think a cake is about as far as I would go. But Okay, so let's dive into the meat of things here. First topic for the week, other than the quick mass discussion that we have, is I'm here to say that I think I've been playing too much Call of Duty on the computer, and
Okay.
a little bit of a mea culpa, a little bit of a self apology to all the people, all my loved ones that haven't seen me very much. So I think I've talked about playing Call of Duty a lot on this podcast, and I hit a significant milestone in that game. How do I say this? Okay, so in the game Call of Duty, you run around and you shoot people with guns. That's the plot, and the people sometimes are bad, I think. But there are certain challenges in this game, like achievements, if you will. And one of the achievements in the game is if you play with a gun long enough, the guns that you have access to have levels, and you level up the guns. Once a gun reaches maximum level, you have unlocked all the different attachments, which change the characteristics of the guns. Once you finish that, you can unlock specific camouflage patterns for the guns. And there are 10 types of patterns per gun. And each...
Are they just cosmetic?
They're cosmetic.
Okay.
And the patterns follow, like, there's one that's just like regular spray paint. There's ones that are like digital camouflage, ones that are wooded camouflage, ones that are tiger striped. There's different patterns, okay? And each pattern category has a different challenge associated with. So, for instance, when you're playing with an assault rifle, the first camouflage category, you can unlock all the camouflages just by getting kills, nothing fancy. The next category, the digital, you have to get kills while you're crouching. The one after that, you have to get kills, you have to get headshots, right? The other one after that, you have to get kills at a certain distance. And then there's like double kills, so 2 kills back to back. You have to get kills shortly after reloading your gun. Like, there's all these different categories. Well, suffice to say that there are probably 30 to 40 different guns in the game. And
Okay.
if you fully complete one gun's camouflage challenges, you get a special gold skin for the gun. It is a rite of passage for the gun. You have put in the time to level up this gun and to unlock all the camouflage challenges for that gun. If you get gold on all of the same class of weapon, in other words, if you were to unlock gold for all the assault rifles, you then get access to a platinum skin for all the assault rifles. If you unlock...
Oh, okay. There's more.
If you unlock all of the gold for every gun in the game, and including the things that are not guns, like the knife and the shield, you get access to the Damascus camouflage, which is like a Damascus steel kind of like rainbow tinted type of camouflage. Well, that's what I did, and
Wow.
I'm proud but not proud of it, because it was a pretty big grind. I think I have 12 total days of playtime in Call of Duty Modern Warfare at this point.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it is a lot of playtime. I have unlocked so many different things for this game. I feel pretty good about it. I also feel kind of gross about it.
Okay. Why do you feel gross? Let's explore this.
Just because it's a lot of gaming, right? It's a lot of gaming. Not that I have a whole hell of a lot else I could be doing right now.
Right.
And some of it was extremely tedious. Like the one where you have to use the riot shield to literally just bash people with a shield while literally everybody else is using guns and explosives. You have to run around and hit people with a shield.
Got it.
That was very, very difficult, and I only completed that challenge because I basically begged people in lobbies to let me kill them. True story. I would get into the game and I would send a test. I would open up the all channel and be like, "Can I kill people?" And then some people would be really cool. They would go to one place. Okay, hey, come over here, and I would just hit them over and over. So, yeah. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty. Now, you've played video games. I think that you've mentioned in passing at points you have quote-unquote 100%ed some games, right?
It doesn't happen very often, but yes. Occasionally I get into a game and I will 100% it and get all of the unlockables and do all the stuff. Yeah. I think the last one I've done was Spider-Man for PS4. Yeah.
I feel like you've talked about doing Spider-Man before, and I feel like you also mentioned that you got all the achievements unlocked on The Last of Us, didn't you?
Yeah. Before then, I got The Last of Us. I thought about going back and doing God of War, but there are just some parts of that game that are just like some of the optional parts. They're just hard, really hard, and I'm not that good. So, I skipped those.
Okay.
But yeah, I totally I get it. Sometimes you just get that itch on a game, and you're like, "Yep, I'm going to do this thing. It's the thing I want to do," and you do it. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Like, when I first started out to play this game, right, it wasn't a goal. But as I slowly kind of progressed through the game and realized that I had unlocked a lot of guns like gold, like I had previously done
close.
I had previously done one gold gun per class, like one gold assault rifle, one gold submachine gun, one gold sniper rifle, one gold marksman rifle, one gold machine gun, right? I had like gotten that far and I was like, yeah, I'll keep going. And then like I got like a whole category done, and like some categories were way easier than others. Like the machine guns, surprisingly easy, just because like you just hold down the trigger, right? But the number of kills for each of the categories is different. Like for the machine guns, for instance, you only need like 75 headshots. For the assault rifles, you need 150 of each, right? So it's like the assault rifle, and there's like 8 assault rifles in the game, so you really have to grind those out, and that just took a long time. So I don't know. Like I said, I have mixed emotions. I'm still very much like I'm not going to stop playing the game. Like it's one of those games where like if I come downstairs after work, like I can just play for an hour and it's kind of mindless, you know?
Right.
You know, it's kind of fun because I'm not bad at it. Like I was really bad at it when I first started, but I've gotten pretty good now. So yeah, it's been pretty fun. It's been pretty fun. So Yeah. I just wanted to get that out there. It was a pretty big achievement for me because I typically don't go after those type of things in these types of games, and I did it, and I feel weird about it. I don't know.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm still hooked playing my crummy MMO. I'm still playing Elder Scrolls Online.
Okay. So follow up.
Mm-hmm.
So follow up. Did you break the news to Zach that you could play together?
I tried one night to run it on my Mac and play with a controller, but man, I could hear the fans. I can hear the fans going full speed on my Mac over my headphones.
Really?
I'm like, this is probably not good. It didn't run. I mean, Macs aren't known for, gaming, right? They're not. And it was running really hot and really loud for not that great of a performance. So I was like, you know what? I kind of put that aside. But Zachary's kind of given, I mean, he hasn't played it much. He's, so there's this new game on Roblox. I have no idea what it's called. But the whole point of it is, I believe the gist of it is make money to build your mansion and outfit your mansion. And he has just taken to this game like gangbusters, and he's got a really big, elaborate house. He even built a house for his sister today. So that's been his obsession, and Elder Scrolls Online is so 2 weeks ago.
Oh, well, hold on a second. So, I gotta ask, right? Like he's in the Roblox, but does he play Minecraft? Like, did Minecraft not take with him?
He played Minecraft a lot when he was younger. He has some friends that sometimes he'll play like online with, and they'll play Minecraft. They're kind of past the like just build things and do survival stuff. They're more into let's find the weirdest modded server we can find and and do weird stuff on that, which is fine. Like he's figured all that kind of stuff out on his own, and so he plays versions of Minecraft that barely look like Minecraft anymore, or they're big like Minecraft multiplayer death matches, and it's just weird.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And he's got some friends where he plays Terrarium.
Terraria.
Terraria, that's it. Thank you. Yeah, he plays that sometimes with some of his friends, but
There's a big update for that coming out.
ooh.
Yeah, so I'm sure he'll be over that when it happens.
Yeah, but it's just he's lots of Roblox.
Okay.
I mean, I don't get it, but dude, there are so many crappy ports of other games on Roblox. It's just like, like there's a better version of this that where the actual game this is trying to copy, but nope, he just
All right.
it's fine. I've already ranted about Roblox enough. I don't need to.
Yeah,
need to do it
well, you
again.
did. We're talking about going back into memory banks. Holy cow.
Yep.
One other quick thing to note. This kind of flew under my radar a little bit, but Apple now has MacBook Pro 13 inches with the new keyboard.
They sure do.
Yeah, I was just on there playing with the configurator today. Actually, I just now remembered to put it on the dock. Yeah. For the kind of a pretty ballin' setup, for about $2,400, it seems pretty reasonable if I wanted to go 13-inch. I don't know if I could though. I really like my 15-inch.
Yeah. I mean, I've had 13 inches before, and they're fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that size. My wife rocks a 13-inch MacBook Pro. It's older. I think it's a 2015 model. And speaking of that, oh my goodness. So just a quick rant about MacBooks. So forever, where my wife works, they switched over to Chromebooks, and they give all the students a Chromebook, and they give the teachers a Chromebook. And she's been insisting on using this Chromebook for everything. And for years now, I'd be like, you can do all of that stuff on your MacBook, right? You don't have to use it just for photos. You can use it for everything. And she's like, nah, I know this. Well, because other reasons over this quarantine, she started using her MacBook Pro more. And the other day, she gave me the, you know what, Paul, this really is nicer.
Uh-oh.
So she's finally using her MacBook, which she's had for many years now, and she's only used it for really just kind of managing and ordering photos and stuff. But I finally got her using it full time, and it feels good.
Yeah. My wife has come around on Apple products too, believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's good.
These Chromebooks they give them are just they're garbage.
They're real bad, right? They're real
garbage.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I find myself thinking that maybe I could get a Chromebook and install Linux on it, and then I quickly come to my senses.
Yeah, I've done that a couple times as well. Because, you start looking into nice Chromebooks, and like you can get a really cheap Chromebook, but a nice Chromebook is still pretty expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, like $800, right?
Yeah, or even some of the nicer ones are like $1,200, $1,300. And it's like I could get either, I can get a MacBook Air, or, I mean, heck, if I was going to do that, just go and buy it. Like, use ThinkPad or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Ugh. Either way, I like my Macs. I'm not giving them up.
Yeah, same. I love using a Mac where I work because so many people get a big kick out of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, for the longest time, like, especially with like all the Office products, like outside of Apple, Microsoft had they probably still do, the largest collection of developers working on Apple products. Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah. All right. So we're 20 minutes in now. I think that you're nice and warmed up. So there's a topic in the doc today that showed up today that says Paul versus Amazon. So you want to tell me what happened?
So I can't remember what episode it was where I complained about my address. Right? Basically, go back. I'm not going to give everything. I think what episode was it?
That was like 45 or 46, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it was episode 45. I'm sure they'll get their mail eventually.
Yeah.
I complained about the woes of my address, and I mean, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but a couple of months prior to that, I had tried reaching out to Apple. I tried reaching out to Amazon support to see if they could fix the issue, and it went absolutely nowhere. So Today I got the gumption to, you know what? Like, I literally had 3 packages delivered. Well, over the course of the last 2 days, I had 5 different packages delivered, like with 3 different Amazon drop-offs, and all of them ended up on not my porch.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to reach out to Amazon and see if I can get this resolved. Now, the first time I had done this, I had tried using the web chat, and it's not good for reasons I'll kind of get into a little bit. So this time I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to skip it all. I know I'm going to be sitting on hold. I'm going to find Amazon's phone number, and I'm going to call it.
Okay.
Okay, so the first thing I tried to do was find the phone number on Amazon's website. And I couldn't do it. I could not find a phone number to call. All I could find was this freaking web chat thing. So I'm like, you know what? Google knows Amazon's phone number. So I used Google and I found a phone number. And I called it up, and there was an odd... Basically, the message on the phone number was, middle fingers, we don't do phone support anymore, COVID-19, blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
Like, hey, you can't call us anymore because we don't have enough people to answer the phones. So instead of just like letting you wait in a queue, we're just not going to do it anymore.
Oh.
So that kind of made me mad. So you know what? I'll go back and I'll use Amazon's web chat. Now, have you ever had to do support, like complain to Amazon that you didn't get something, or try to deal with a human being at Amazon through that freaking web chat?
No.
Okay.
My limitation has been like, I ordered something, it wasn't what I wanted, and I want to send it back. And literally every time they're like, nah, just keep it, we'll refund your money.
Yeah. So obviously, like most, modern web chats, you have to get through the machine to get to a person.
Right.
And the web chat is very focused on, I have a problem with this particular order. Like, you can't even get past it without saying, I have a problem with this order. And like, my problem isn't with one particular order. It's with a pattern of failed deliveries. And the fact that the delivery drivers, even though like I put in a very detailed and very nice like delivery instruction, say like, hey, like, you're going to the wrong place. Please use your brain and pay attention and come to my house. Which they just ignore. So I find like, okay, fine. I'll just pick my, I type in what my problem is, and the bot just chokes on it. It's like, I don't understand what the heck you're doing. So finally it's like, okay, I have a problem with this particular order. And then I type the problem in again, and it's like, okay, I don't think I can help you with this. I'll forward you on to a person.
Okay.
Now, at this point, I'm frustrated. Like this, I've had a couple years of this crap going on. I almost said a swear. Maybe I'm going to say a swear. I have a couple years of this shit going on, and I'm fed up with it. But as much as like I just want to unload on this poor person who's on the other end of the keyboard, like you know what, what is it? Honey catches more flies than vinegar, right? So you know what, I'll just be nice and I'll explain the problem. So unlike my first experience with Amazon Web Chat, which is basically how the first experience a couple months ago went, is, I'm going to escalate this to my manager. They'll be calling you within 30 minutes. Well, they never called, right?
Right.
So I think it was just like get rid of this person.
Yeah, go away, kid.
Yeah. So this person seemed to actually care that I wasn't getting these problems, and actually understood the fact that like, hey, like at a minimum, if the drivers actually read the delivery instructions, I think like my accuracy would be better. And plus, like, I can see on their map that like they're not sending them to the right house, they're sending them to the wrong house. And he's assured me that he's going to escalate the problem, and I will be getting an email from Amazon support. and he gave me a $5 Amazon credit for my troubles.
Huh.
So I just kind of, I don't have a resolution to it yet. I'll give them a week to see if I get contacted from Amazon and any kind of resolution. And if not, I'll probably have to go through the exact same process again. But I've decided that this is getting fixed.
Okay.
Well,
you're $5 richer.
Yeah, I am $5 richer. And it's funny, like, I mean, it's a token gesture, right? It's just like, here's $5. Let me see, what's the okay? Here's the restrictions. This promotional certificate doesn't apply to items offered by other sellers on the Amazon.com website. So you have to buy stuff actually from Amazon, right? And won't cover the purchase of gift cards, sales tax, gift wrap, or additional shipping costs. But you know what? It was a nice gesture. I could have just, said, yeah, someone will call you in 30 minutes and gotten off the chat. He actually was very, very nice. But like, I'm going to get this fixed. So I think Paul versus Amazon might be a regular segment here every week until this gets resolved. So wish me luck.
So as of today, right? If you had to put odds on it, where do you think you're at? This will actually get resolved.
Oh, almost nothing. Almost zero.
Really? You can't even say like 10%? You can't even go that high?
You know what? Maybe. Okay, I will give it a nice 10% chance.
And you think? Okay.
I'm going to give a 10% chance that it actually gets resolved, and I'll give it maybe a 30% chance that someone actually reaches out to me via email to let me know that things are happening or things are being resolved.
Mm-hmm. And do you think they'll just throw up their hands and say, well, you don't have a real mailbox, we can't do anything about it?
I don't know what they're going to do. Like FedEx, UPS, they've all figured it out. Just,
Okay. Well, then that's your ammunition, yeah.
I know somewhere there is a database that, or, actually, I don't know. Like Amazon, I think like the root of the problem, I'm really, really almost positive the fact that, these delivery drivers get this app that they use to navigate their routes, right? Because I can see the map on my phone when I get the notification, like, hey, the driver's like, 10 stops away. And the marker where my house is supposed to be, that's not on my house. And I know somewhere there's a database with my address and a lat long. I don't know if it's Amazon's database. I don't know if they partner with somebody else, but somewhere there's a row with my address and a lat long coordinates, and it's wrong. And if they fixed it, life would be better. But it's like I want to tell the person, can you like submit a bug to the development team, or like, is there somebody there who gives two craps who can run an update script to fix my address? But
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
You have to throw these things against the wall and hope that it gets to the right person who actually has not only the ability, but enough enough humanity to actually care about the problem and get it fixed.
All right. Well, I mean, not to give any potential, Amazon employees that may or may not be listeners of our program any inside feedback, but like, at what point will you give up?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's been a long. I mean, I didn't complain about it for such a long time, and then I had my one try at it, and I got a little defeated. But like, I'm just so freaking frustrated. It's like they're so close. Like, they're literally within like a 1/10 of a mile of my house. If they just read the freaking the delivery instructions, they would get it right. And
it's asking a lot.
Yeah, it's asking a lot. I apparently, and I think it's become more frustrating because, like we don't leave the house. Like, it used to be that like, like my package was delivered to the wrong place. I'll just stop on my way home from work and grab it and pick it up. But now, like, we don't leave our house except for special occasions or and we absolutely have to. So now it's like, well, there's one package on their porch, but there's supposed to be a delivery tomorrow. And chances are those packages will be on their porch as well. So should I just wait? And then I'm like literally burdening this poor family with as my packages keep piling up on their porch. Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, Paul, I'm sorry. I feel like if you're persistent enough, you can get this done.
Yeah, I'm hopeful.
Yeah, I believe in you, buddy.
Oh, all right. Let's talk about something all right.
Else. So my computing habits took me in a weird direction this week. So we may mention on this program that I do streaming, even though I haven't streamed like in 3 weeks. But without going into too much of the details and the intricacies of how streaming works, part of the joy for me about streaming is coming up with the overlays. So basically what happens is that the output of the stream that you see when I stream is the result of what is being displayed on my monitor, transmitted over my network to an encoding machine that has additional graphics on it that are overlaid on top of the stream coming from my computer and then being published to something like Twitch. Well, those graphics are animated. They're not just little drop-in like transparent PNGs that sit on top of things. Like they are actually transmitted. They have like a background that sort of moves around a little bit. You know, they're nothing fancy. Those were not made by me. They were purchased, for lack of a better word, from a streaming pack that I bought for like $6 or something. It wasn't expensive. So and they're editable, right? Because like they are just basically an animated. Some of them are animated GIFs. Some of them are actually movies that are media that is overlaid on top of my stream. And then you can put text on top of them, right? So you don't have to like open up Adobe Photoshop or the GIMP or anything to like edit them. You can just drop text on top of them and everything looks good. I have been wanting to try to make my own for a couple of reasons. One, I want something kind of unique to me that other people may or may not have. And the other thing is that I'm getting ready to help a local business do an online trivia night that is going to be streamed on Facebook Live.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and they have a logo, and I decided that I wanted to make their logo animated for a couple reasons. One, because I think it would look cool, and two, part of the reason that those things get animated is so that you can see that the stream is actually doing something. Static images when nothing's going on gives the impression that the stream is frozen, which you don't want either. Okay. So I wanted to do something simple where I wanted to take part of their logo. So their logo is the name of their company, and to the left is like a graphic. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to take that graphic and I wanted to make it rotate 360 degrees at a semi-decent pace. And I looked into what it was going to take to do this. And most of the things that you read online is just use Adobe Premiere. Well, I'm not going to do Adobe Premiere because it's expensive.
It is.
And, you have to pay for it because everything's a subscription. It's always a subscription with these people.
Yeah.
And as somebody who used to subscribe to Adobe Creative Suite for Photoshop, it's near impossible to cancel your subscription. Like they hold on to you for a very long time. And I didn't want that. And I was reading some other articles that that you can also do this on your Mac with a program called Apple Motion. So, Paul, are you familiar with Apple Motion?
I had never. So I went to put in my Paul versus Amazon into the notes, and I saw working with Apple Motion, and I'm like, what the heck is Apple Motion? So I looked, I did a Google search, and then I saw it on the App Store. I had no idea this was a product that even existed.
So it is. Now here's the deal. What Apple Motion is it is a tool that, just like it sounds like, is designed to add motion or effects or what they call stingers to your video. It sort of exists in a place in the Apple ecosystem that is designed to play well with Apple's Final Cut Pro. And Final Cut Pro, is a video authoring and mastering tool, right? It is used by professionals and amateurs to take video, enhance its color, add effects, do video editing. It is a video editing program. Now,
yeah, a lot of major movies that you all enjoy were birthed in Final Cut Pro.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It is one of those programs that you can sort of dip your toes in it with a few YouTube tutorials, but it's one of those things that the true masters have basically keyboards set up for shortcuts to use that thing, and they have an entire, you can set up workflows, and it's a whole thing. But Apple Motion is designed to complement that. So, let's say you're editing a movie and you need a title. You could certainly do a title in Final Cut Pro, but Apple Motion is designed to basically take vector objects and make them animated. So you could take static pictures and drop them in and then add stylistic effects to them. You could do text, you could do backgrounds. And then and the other two things that it's really good about is you can do vector animation. So after watching one YouTube video that was about 10 minutes long, I was able to do this rotating image. It was really easy, right? And
nice.
And I'm not the most, I like to think that I'm a creative person, but I'm not necessarily an artistic person, if that makes sense.
Okay, it does. Yep.
Yeah. And I've not done much video editing, if any, right? And I once in college took an Illustrator class. So I have a rough idea of what's going on in programs like this, but it was pretty intuitive to use, right? You basically go in and you set keyframes for the object you want to rotate, and then you just go down the time code and add keyframes of where this object should be at that particular time, and it just kind of does the rest, right? And it was pretty easy to do. Now, the other thing that's really cool about Apple Motion is you could take a 2D object, like a 2D transparent PNG file, and it could be converted into 3D. So if you want it, so my first pass of this was taking the object and just having it rotate 360 degrees, but you can also take an image, convert it to 3D, right, and then have it rotate in 3D. And it just kind of works. It's kind of magical, but I think part of the reason that more people don't use it is you have to use it on a Mac. And, Adobe Premiere is cross-platform, right? Mm-hmm. And then when you're done and you have your it basically exports a movie, right? Either in MOV or MP4, QuickTime, whatever you want. It spits it out, and then you can take that and use that in something like OBS or Streamlabs OBS and have that be a background or have that be a media file that plays, and now you have an animated logo, right?
Okay.
So I'm just here to say that if you've ever wanted to experiment with 3D logos or animated logos for your website or for your personal project, you'd be hard pressed to find something. And here's the thing: it's $50 all in.
Yeah,
right.
I saw, the price seemed very reasonable.
The price is extremely reasonable because you're going to pay probably a couple $100 to Creative Suite to get Premiere for a year.
Yeah.
And for $50, I took a flyer on this. I was like, well, I could buy it and I could be terrible at it and hate it, but I'd be out $50. And and I don't have to deal with Adobe. So
turns out.
Yeah. So anyway, I had a really pleasant experience with this. I'm going to be building some custom streaming stuff in it. And when I finally get back to streaming, I think you'll be interested to see what it looks like, but it's going to be pretty cool, I think. And if you're out there and you have access to a Mac and you want to get into this, you could do a hell of a lot worse for $50.
Now, you mentioned OBS. Is that what you're using to actually control your stream?
So I've got two things that I use.
Okay.
So my streaming setup looks a little something like this. The computer that I play games on just is for gaming. There's no encoding going on my machine.
Okay.
What I have on my machine is I do run OBS, but it's not doing any encoding. Okay. What it's doing is there is a technology called NDI. Have you heard of NDI? I might have mentioned this before.
I think you talked about it briefly, but you didn't go into a lot of details on how it actually.
So what it is it is a network protocol for video.
Okay.
And what you do is you can install the NDI runtime on your computer, and then if you open up regular open source OBS, there is a plugin you can use to talk to that runtime. So on my computer in OBS, on the computer that I'm playing games on, I literally just capture my desktop. That's it. Then using this plugin, it takes whatever's being shown in OBS at whatever resolution I'm capturing it in, and it uses NDI to transmit over my home 10 gigabit network with no latency, no loss, no anything, that video signal over to my encoding computer. On the encoding computer, out of the box, you can use an NDI source as a source in OBS. So on my encoding computer, it picks up the NDI source as if it was like an incoming video feed. that is the computer that is responsible for encoding and downsampling and doing whatever it needs to do to then transmit up to like Twitch. So that way I'm not overburdening my gaming PC with encoding. It's literally just capturing my screen, sending it over my network, which it's my home network. It's a wired network. I've got 10 gig, right?
Yep.
So it goes over my network to my encoding PC, which then captures it and then packages it up and sends it to Twitch.
Oh, excellent. OBS, for people that don't know what it is, it's a open broadcaster software. It is a spectacularly, it's an open source project that allows you to, primarily it's for, software broadcasting, right? So if you're going to do something on Twitch or Facebook Live, but surprisingly, OBS is the reason why my wife is now using her Mac instead of her Chromebook, because she had a need. She wanted to, one of the things she does as part of her, as a teacher, is she often reads chapters of books to her students, and she wanted to continue to do that. So, I hooked up. It's very, very, very janky. Took one of my webcams and hooked it onto a camera tripod so she can kind of put the book underneath it, and then the camera of her MacBook captures her face, and then I use OBS to kind of put her face in the corner and then have the book be the full screen. So then she kind of records, the kids can see the words on the pages. She records her voice, and then she's been uploading them to a private YouTube channel that she shares with her students.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And I just thought, we use it in the most basic, it's basically just taking two webcams and composing the video together and saving it as a file. But man, that application is slick for no money. It's just
right.
It's just free. Yeah.
It's open source, right?
Yeah.
And it works on your Mac. It works on Linux. It works on the computer, like a regular PC. It's kind of brilliant, right? And it's not super hard to get to use.
No, it's really not.
And when we did the HASP project, I know that friend of the show Robert and friend of the show Jacob, that's what they used to build the overlay for tracking everything, right?
All right.
So, yeah, that's what they used for that, and that worked out pretty well. Now, the thing to be careful of though is that Streamlabs, regular OBS is an open source project. Now there are third parties that kind of take the OBS project and have not turned it into paid software, but turned it into their own flavor of the software and have added some bells and whistles, right? So for my broadcasting, I use the Streamlabs version of OBS just because it has a few extra bells and whistles that makes connecting it to other sources other than Twitch a little easier.
Got it.
And it's got cloud sync, so if I build a bunch of scenes, it automatically backs all that up. And there's some nice things about it, but you don't have to pay any money to use it if you don't want to. I think it's the main point that I kind of want to make there.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah. That's kind of cool that people have taken the core of it and then turned it into a little product.
Yeah. Now, the thing you mentioned about your wife teaching thing, I would love to do that for Mandy. I need to talk to her about that because she does a lot of recording of videos for her kids, and I think she just uploads the videos when she's done. So maybe that's something we can look at for her too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a really good idea. I wish I would have thought of that.
Yeah. It works extremely well.
So that kind of leads me into our final topic of the night. And, this is episode 48 we're recording right now. Mm-hmm. And we're coming up on episode 50. And I do kind of want to do something special for episode 50. And I kind of had an idea, and I just want to run it by you here real quick.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Yeah, so we've got exactly 2 weeks until we need to do this. Mm-hmm. And you and I have talked in passing about doing a live stream of the of the podcast, and I think I want to do that, but I want to open it. I want to open it up to the audience. So here's what I was thinking, right? And we can do a live test of this right now, really quickly, to see how this is going to work because I'm genuinely curious, right?
Okay.
So you and I, we use Skype for our recording, right? You record your end, I record my end. We do the double header tee-hee. We talked about that before. So funny thing about Skype, Paul.
Okay.
You can use NDI with Skype.
Okay. Okay.
So riddle me this, Batman. Just as a quick test, turn on your webcam.
Okay, I'm gonna do. All right.
All right. So here's what's gonna happen. Paul's gonna turn on his webcam on his computer, and I've got NDI hooked up on my computer right now. Now Skype can basically act as an NDI source. So over in my OBS, I'm going over here. This is riveting. I'm gonna go ahead and add an NDI source. I'm gonna call it Paul because that's what's being shown, and then the source name is Axe Castle. There it is. Skype. Oh, Skype active speaker. Look at that. Or I could do Skype Paul Baylor.
Okay.
Right? And I can also capture my webcam. Bandwidth highest. Sync internal. Allow hardware acceleration. Where's Paul?
Do you see me?
Hold on. It's there. Allow hardware acceleration. It says Skype Paul Baylor. It says you're there. Skype active speaker? No. Skype Paul Baylor. Yeah, there you are.
Okay.
Sync network, maybe? I don't know. Source timing? I don't know. Something's not right here. Where are you? Okay, this is weird. Now you're supposed to be there. Hold on. You're supposed to be there.
I feel like I'm right here. Okay.
You are right there. You are right there. Okay, so this isn't working. Okay. Let me try one more. Let me try one more time. Remove Paul. Yes, remove Paul. All right. I'm going to close tools. NDI output settings, main output, preview output. No. All right. So we're going to close that. We're going to close OBS. We're going to try this again because it is recording on NDI. So maybe it needs to be recording before I launch this. That might be the thing. So NDI source, create new NDI source, Paul Baylor. Yeah, you're not showing up there, buddy. I wonder why that is. Maybe because this is using NDI. All right, hang on. Tools. Boy, that's gonna suck. NDI output settings. Let's turn off that, right? And then we're gonna say, oh, wait a second. You're all the way up here. What's going on here? NDI source. You're there. Okay. This is weird. Gonna go ahead and remove this. This is good radio.
I'm riveted.
Okay, so NDI source one more time. Source name, Paul Baylor. Allow hardware acceleration? No. Defaults. Source name, Paul Baylor. Okay. There you're supposed to be there and you're not there. Hide this. Okay, that's not good. Hide this. No. Okay. Hide this. Nope, it's not there. All right. Well, this has been a great test, everybody. Thanks for listening. Boy, that's weird. Okay, hang on. Okay. Right. Just one more thing.
Nope, you're fine.
All right. NDI source. We're doing live. We're doing it live, folks. It's interesting that you don't show up as a source. Skype active speaker. Maybe I'm missing some sort of plug-in here. I don't know. All right. Well, it was worth a shot. But anyway, long story short, I think it'd be cool to do a live broadcast where we're both on webcam streaming to something like YouTube.
I think that'd be spectacular. Yeah.
And then, while we're recording, we can watch the YouTube comments come in. So if you're listening to this right now and you think this is a good idea, tweet at us, right? We will basically we want the audience to say whether or not this is a good idea. We'll probably do it anyway because no one will ever tweeted us. But we're gonna do that, and then it would be interesting to interact with our audience live on our 50th episode. So if you're listening and you think that's a good idea, we want to hear about it. Send us an email, send us a tweet, let us know, which we'll talk about how you can reach us here in a minute. But so we've got a couple weeks to make this work, Paul.
Okay. Do you need to download Skype for content creators?
Well, I don't know. Is that a thing?
Apparently that's a thing. Or wait, no, is that just Skype? Is that just Skype with a stupid logo?
I'm gonna download Skype. I'm gonna download Skype for real.
Okay.
Okay. So because I'm using the Windows Store version of Skype, right? Whatever comes installed on my computer.
Okay.
It's downloading right now. Let's see what happens after I download this.
Okay.
But I won't hold up the podcast with this. I'll install this, and then you and I can try this after.
Yeah, we can definitely give that a try. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. If we can get that to work, and we could do we could set up a background. I could do a custom logo for the two of us, and we could do a doing best type thing.
Oh, that would be spectacular.
That would be pretty cool, right?
A whole new aspect of this podcast. Because I was thinking about. I use a super overpowered, overly complicated app for recording my audio called Audio Hijack. And it works great. because through like one session, I'm able to, well, what I do, it's actually sort of useful in a way. I capture the audio coming off of Skype. How it grabs it is like my voice is on one ear, on one stereo channel, your voice is on the other. I take that, I record it to an MP3, and then I take that audio, I get rid of me, and just pump you into my headphones, and then I record my mic directly as a high quality FLAC, just like you do on your end, and that's what we actually use for the recording. And I have the Skype, just in case one of our recordings go sideways, or if I need to do something where I can't get the audio to match up, having that Skype recording is nice. Well, one of the things Audio Hijacked added was basically audio broadcasting, so you could send it to YouTube or Twitch just by dragging another box on there and configuring stuff. And I thought, maybe we should live stream this, but I think the video aspect is much more interesting.
Yeah. No, we're gonna make that work. So
Okay.
hang tight.
I'm
Episode
sold.
big episode 50 live podcast. We hope to see you all there. We'll talk it up more next time with the details,
Yep.
and then if you're interested, obviously there'll be a Thursday night you can commit to, and you can hop in and you can watch. So that's our plan. And if that doesn't work, we can always use something like Discord too, right?
That is true.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
our fallback. But I would like to be able to do this like cool with OBS and everything. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that seems really cool.
Yeah, so
I'm sold.
with,
We're gonna figure this out.
we're gonna figure this out.
And when I say
probably,
we, I mean you, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna help. I'm
Well, I
gonna
have
help
to-
by being the other source.
yeah, but I gotta
video.
do some. I gotta do something in support of this podcast.
Yeah.
All right, all right. Let's wrap up. Tell people where they could tell us whether or not they want to see this or not.
Yeah, well, like Drew said, if you think this is a good idea, you can reach us in kind of two ways. One is you can send us an email at contact@doingtheirbest.com. Mostly I just get spam for, hey, do you want to monetize your podcast? Spend this money and attend this webinar. So I like to actually have real listeners emailing us again. Or if email's too barbaric, you can always send us a message on the Twitters. And the podcast is at Doing Best Pod. And you can reach me at Paul Baylor. That's BAHLER. And where can we find you, Drew?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at Pitferg, PITTFURG. Also over on Twitch at Pitferg, PITTFURG on Twitch as well.
Nice.
Well, and with that, we're going to sign off and try to get Skype to work with OBS.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm ready for this. All right.
All right, everybody.
Toodles.